go time! Hugo the Honey Badger here, buzzing with curiosity and claws crossed for cool clues. Brave, zippy, and ready to pounce on a legend of justice. Let's roar and explore! Here's a brain teaser for you. Who helped farm workers win better pay using shoes for marching, voices for chanting, and hearts for hope? And turned a little word into a giant roar. Drum roll in the dirt. Dolores Huerta, a fierce labor leader and civil rights hero, a champion who helped farm workers stand tall in the fields and at the table where deals get made. No guts, no glory. Who was she, basically? Dolores Huerta worked to make sure the people who picked fruits and veggies had fair pay, safe places to work, and respect. She co-founded the National Farm Workers Association with Cesar Chavez and Gilbert Padilla, which later helped form the United Farm Workers, the UFW. Big paws up for teamwork. Farm work is tough, like carrying a watermelon up a mountain while a bee quizzes every step. Workers faced heat, dust, and strong farm chemicals. Dolores helped turn their worries into plans, votes, boycotts, and strong contracts. She became the UFW's first lead contract negotiator. Talk about a power play maker for a real. Okay, switching rivers, the famous Delano grape strike. Whoa, this was huge. In 1965, Filipino farm workers from AWOC, led by Larry Itliong, started the strike. Soon Dolores and the NFWA joined in. Side by side, Filipino and Mexican workers said no more. They marched, held signs, and asked shoppers to skip grapes to send a message. That's called a boycott. Dolores went full honey badger on those boycotts. In New York and New Jersey, she worked with churches, unions, students, and lots of helpers to tell stores, please stop selling those grapes until workers get a fair deal. And boom, big chains paused grape sales, which helped bring companies to the table. Soon deals were signed, contracts with big names like Shenley, Gallo, and Franzia, safer work rules, better wages, a health fund, and even hiring done through the union to make things fair. That's like turning a thorny cactus into a comfy chair, sort of. Speaking of wild stuff, check this out. Sí, se puede. It means yes, we can. The phrase is closely linked with Dolores, and many celebrate it with her name. There's debate over the exact origin and who first said it, but it became a rallying cry for hope and hard work. 3 tiny words, a giant courage boost. And now hold on to your fur, this next bit is bonkers. Early in life, Dolores was a Republican. Wait, what? Yeah. Then she met an organizer named Fred Ross and even asked for an FBI background check on him before teaming up. Seriously, talk about careful claws. After learning more, she jumped into community organizing with full power. Before all that, she taught school in rural California as one of only a few bilingual teachers in the area. Many of her students were hungry or lacked warm clothes, and that cracked her heart wide open and fueled her mission. Language became a bridge, not a wall. Dolores also stood up for LGBTQ rights, saying everyone deserves fairness no matter who they love. She spoke for women's health and choices and worked to make rules that protect families, kindness, and equality. Basic honey badger rule, no bullying in the borough. Now, attention drumroll, sometimes history gets messy. At a 2016 political meeting in Nevada, Dolores tried to translate Spanish. Some say people shouted English only. Others say they just wanted a neutral translator. People remember it differently, and that's a real-life puzzler. Perfectly perplexing. Here's another tricky track. Dolores strongly supported fair immigration changes. At times during tough strikes, the union used hard steps to protect the strike, and some people felt those steps hurt immigrant workers. This is still debated today. Movements can be wild and complicated, like a maze of tall grass where every path matters. Okay, switching rivers, Dolores also jumped into the airwaves with Radio Campesina, a station to share news with farm worker families. It spread info about rights, meetings, and help. Radios became friendly megaphones, turning static into power. Then there is the Dolores Huerta Foundation. It builds comités called United Neighbors, where local groups learn how to talk to city leaders, vote, and fix real problems like parks, lights, or safer streets. That's like teaching a whole neighborhood how to steer the Jeep together. Dolores also helped pass a very important California law in 1975, the ALRA, which said farm workers have the right to vote for a union. Whoa, that is a door-opening moment, like finding the path out of a thorn thicket. There were hard days, too. In 1988, at a protest, police hurt her badly, and she spent a long time healing. Later, the city changed its crowd control rules and paid a big settlement. Pain turned into policy change. That's serious bravery under big pressure. Zooming out, Dolores built coalitions with churches, unions, students, and community groups. She gave speeches, lobbied lawmakers, ran boycotts, registered voters, and worked with the media. She kept many plates spinning at once, like a honey badger juggling honeycombs while riding a unicycle. Do not try this at home, dude. One more cool nugget. Her mom ran a restaurant and even bought a hotel that became a home base for many farm workers. That buzzy, busy place showed young Dolores the power of community, food, and fairness. A hive of kindness. Time for a beehive of knowledge. Personal life, mega full. She raised a big family while organizing day and night. That balance is like climbing a tree while playing the maracas. Tough, but she kept the rhythm going. Quick note on rules and risks. Some early boycotts she helped guide pushed against the rules back then.
Later, the movement leaned more on consumer power. That shift showed smarts. When laws are slow, people power can still nudge the world forward, step by step. Opinion time, hats off, paws up. Dolores Huerta is a courage comet blazing bright. She listened to workers, learned fast, teamed up across cultures, and never quit. See, Se Puede is more than a slogan. It is a heartbeat, a steady thump that says keep going. Next up on the mind map, another Pathfinder who turned everyday steps into history. Our clues are already swirling like leaves in the wind. Phew, that was a wild ride. Give yourself a tail wagging high five. Stay curious, little one. Get in the zone. It's Honey Badger time. And that's the tail end of that tale, for real.